right, good morning, everybody. This is Sam with Side Hustle Sam, and I'm here with my buddy Dash in Dallas, Texas. We just got back from thrifting. We went to a few thrift stores here in the Dallas area, close to his house that he normally goes to, and just wanted to introduce you to Dash and talk to you a little bit about him and his store. He also has a YouTube channel. I put a link to his channel below. It's called Dallas Flipin, Flippin.
One P.
Flipin. Okay. So he has his own YouTube channel, and it's called Dallas Flipin with 1P. So go visit his channel and subscribe. And if you like this video, be sure and give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. All right. Dash, my channel is about side hustles.
Mm-hmm.
So you turned your side hustle into a full-time job. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, there's money in everything, and that's the thing that got me started in reselling, is that I was throwing away things that had value.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, why would I throw this away or give it away when there's value to it? And it became something I did on the side for money. And I thought, I don't need this iPhone or whatever. I got a new one. My wife got a new one, and we would just either donate it or sell it back to AT&T. And I thought, no, baby, we can make some money off that. And it got to the point where I was making more at my full-time. I was making more reselling than I was making at my full-time job. And then when I got laid off and I had a pregnant wife, I thought, oh no, what am I going to do? And she said, you're good at eBay. Just focus on that. And I said, okay. So I did, and 7 years later, here we are.
So the rest is history.
The rest is history.
So you told me when we were talking on the phone the other day that your best year was pretty high.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So 2021 was my best year. Speaking of monopoly money here, I'm not saying I made real money, but in 2021, I was averaging $10,000 to $12,000 a month, only on eBay, only selling.
That's $100,000 a year for those of you who are counting.
Yeah, video games, toys, and trading cards. And I am an everything seller, so I will sell typewriters, I will sell printers, Dyson vacuums, whatever. If it makes me money, I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But 2021 was the best year I've ever had, and it's phenomenal because you can live your life, you can go and source, you can buy, you can list, and when you wake up in the morning, you made money while you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You can wake up to a $5 sale or a $500 sale or $55 sales, and then you're still in the profit.
That's right.
But reselling is the key to freedom. I read a book by Steve Forbes called Money. It said money is a value of what something is worth, how much you can get for it, and it's equity. Everything has value to it.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's what I mean. Equity is value. It has what it's worth is value, and everything has value. Your time is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
The things you have are valuable, and the experiences you have are valuable. And it's like you're not going to spend time with someone that is not valuable to you, or you don't benefit from it, or you're not enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
If I was being mean to you or being rude to you, you would get up and leave, because there's no point, right,
Right.
to sit here with me treating you like trash.
Right.
The same thing is that there's money in trash. So, yeah.
So when we were out today, I got a couple of really cool items. I got a couple of handheld camcorders, and those usually go for pretty good money. They're JVC. They're not the Sonys. The Sonys go for the best money.
Yeah.
That I've found. So we picked up a couple of those. I got one of those retro clocks that have the digital display on them. I always pick those up when I see them, because you can turn $2.50 into $28 easy with those. So yeah, I'll get those listed, and I'll get them put up onto my eBay once I get back. My eBay store is on
Montgomery,
vacation.
Alabama Pickers.
Oh. Yeah, it's Montgomery, Alabama Pickers. That's right, and there'll be a in the description below. There'll be a link to the eBay store as well. But it's turned off right now because it's on vacation mode, and so you can't even go and see what's on my store.
Yeah, I tried
right
to look, and it said 0 items available, and I thought, what?
But when Dash and I were out this morning, we ran into a somewhat celebrity. Her name is Mary
Paydian.
Yeah, and she was on the
Storage Wars.
Wars. Yeah, Storage Wars, and Dash was a little bit too shy to go up and speak to her.
Oh, I wasn't shy. She just didn't seem like she wanted to talk to me, so I didn't want to bother her.
So she Dash said, "Hey, you look familiar. Go ahead."
Yeah, I said, "Hey, you look familiar." I said, "I know you from somewhere." And she was like, "No, you don't." And I thought, "Yes, I do." And she was like, "You don't know me from Adam." And I was like, "You're Mary from Storage Wars." And she's like, "Uh-huh." And she kind of rolled her eyes. And I'm a big guy. I'm 6'5", so like I figured that me rushing up to her kind of scared her. And I said, "Okay, well, have a nice day." And she's like, "Thanks." And so I walked off, and we were leaving, and I told Sam, I said, "I just saw a celebrity." And he's like, "Who?" I said, "Mary from Storage Wars." She's like, "Really? I'm gonna go get a picture." I was like, "Oh no."
I'm gonna put the picture up here on there so you can see it. But yeah, she was very kind to me. I struck up a little conversation with her and asked her about what she was doing now. She said she's no longer on Storage Wars, so she let me take her picture, and then I went back out into the van where Dash was waiting because he was too scared to go in.
Oh no. I just didn't want to bother somebody,
Yeah, I didn't mind bothering her. I didn't mind it at all.
I hope when I'm your age, I'm that comfortable bothering people.
She said she didn't mind. I said I know you get tired of people coming up and asking to take your picture. She said, "Oh, it's okay."
I knew I should have gone back in.
She said, "Oh, it's okay," and so I got my picture made with her. But anyway, that was the highlight of the day today. But I'll go through all of the stuff that I picked up today, and you'll be able to see what all I got. So I got some pretty good finds. I think I got over $1,000 worth of items. And then we came back here to Dash's place, and he showed me some stuff that he was willing to part with, and we made a little deal. And I got some controllers for the NES and the Zapper gun, and I got a couple of PS2 controllers. Were those the ones that vibrate? What are they
Yes,
called?
DualShock.
DualShock. Yeah, that's what it is. I know people like to get the DualShock when they're buying them for the PS2.
Well, it's good because when you're playing a game and like there's something like I don't know why some of my friends don't play with sound on, and I'm not deaf. I like to hear the game, and they turn it down or they listen to music, and the whole thing is that when the controller vibrates, you're being attacked, you're being hit. And I'm like, oh, oh. If you can't hear it, you don't need to be doing it. But
see, I didn't know anything about the DualShocks, and I had my controller sitting on the bench when I was testing out my game.
it started going,
and it started. And I
like,
thought something was wrong with my game. I was like, "What's going on with this thing?"
Surprise!
But then I figured it out, and yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna take those and put them with some of the bundles that I've been making. I've got two PS2s that I just fixed, and I finally figured out how to get the laser adjusted. You can adjust the amount of power that goes to the laser.
Yeah, and then have a color monitor too, depending on which setting you have on your TV.
So I learned how to fix the issue with the power. All it is just replacing a capacitor. But now I have learned how to adjust the laser so that I can make the laser work too. So I've got like 5 of them that I just can't wait to get to when I get home, that I'm gonna get back out there, and I'm gonna put those DualShock. I usually put one of them, one controller with a bundle, and so I'll put those, and that'll make 2 bundles right there.
See, there you go.
Yeah. So Dash was willing to work with me, and we cut a deal, and it was pretty good, hopefully, for both of us.
Yeah.
So anything you want to talk about? Anything new on the horizon?
Nothing special other than I got an eBay store, and check it out.
I'll put the link to that below as well.
But we had a good day. We went to what, 3 or 4 places.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. We didn't get any like killer home runs. I got one game for like $4. It sells for $30 or $40.
Mm-hmm.
We did find the Dyson vacuum.
Oh, where's your mouse? Get your mouse.
Oh, okay.
Y'all, he got a mouse, and I would have never known. I would have just saw it on the shelf, and I would have just been like, "Oh, it's just a porcelain mouse. It's nothing big." But he picked up this mouse, and did you look it up?
I did. I couldn't find the exact specifications, but it's German, and I'm also...
Hold it close to the camera.
It looks like kind of like Mickey Mouse on steroids, or drugs, or both.
Look at the blue eyes.
I think there's Swarovski crystals, It's vintage. It was $2.94, and I turned it over. It says Crease, Kreis, and it has a cork in its butt. So it was a tail. It had a tail attached to it at one point.
So it's missing its tail.
Right.
Does that affect the value?
It would a little bit, but I mean, I got it for $3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I looked it up, and there's a. Here, let me see. I want to say the exact thing because I don't want to say the wrong thing. In my eBay searches, they're called Crease Psycho Ceramics, and when it pulls up these weird looking, kind of cartoon style, things. $130, $45. There was $149.
Was the mouse in there?
I didn't find the exact mouse, and I just saw it. I thought for $3.
Yeah, you can't lose.
And he's in great condition. Well, it's a little chip, but I got a Sharpie, so I'm gonna cover that up. Clean him up a little bit and do some research. Try to find them on Google Lens. And when I looked at sold comps for the Psychos, some of them were selling for $4,000 with the boxes and everything. I said, well, he didn't have the box, but I mean, it's basically like what?
And it's in really good condition,
It's in great
aside
condition.
from that little chip.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but we'll fix that. So I don't even know. He could be worth $200. He could be worth $2, and for $3, I mean,
Yeah.
it's great. But that's why we do this, is because you're seeking treasure, right?
It's the thrill of the hunt.
That's right. You never know what you're going to get.
And I would have walked right past that and not even given it a second look.
I just saw him and I thought, I feel sorry for him. He's got buck teeth. And I thought, well, I picked him up and I was like, I didn't even see a price on his stomach. I just thought, like, okay, what's that? And
yeah,
it's gold. He's gonna go far.
And see, that's the kind of stuff that really makes it fun. eBaying and buying and reselling. He picked up this script.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about this script.
So
At
I
a
was
yard
at an
sale.
estate sale.
Estate sale, okay.
My friend Stacy was like, "Hey, come! We got this stuff. This guy passed away. He's been a collector for all of his life. He had no children. He was in the military, and he spent all of his money on collecting things. He had old 1940s MGM posters in the frames and Christmas ornaments and like rooms in his house just to hold stuff." And she says, "Whatever you want. It's the last day. We just want it out of here." And I said, "All right, cool." And I was going through some papers, and there was this stack in this manila folder that folded, and I thought, these cartoon drawings, like they look like an animation cell. And I sold animation cells for comic books before for hundreds of dollars, but I didn't know what it was. It was for something called Strawberry Fields. I tried to do research on it. I didn't know, and I was like, "Look, I'll give you 15. I think maybe $20 at the most for this thing." Had no information on it. It took me about a week to find something about it. It was a movie that was supposed to be made in the late 60s, early 70s called Strawberry Fields by Disney with the Beatles as the main voice actors in the movie. Well, after, I don't know much about the Beatles because I don't like the Beatles, but one of the Beatles died, the Beatles broke up, and they went their separate ways. The movie never got made. They tried to pitch it to other studios. It never got made. Well, that was the end of the movie. I had the only negative
Copy of the script.
Correct. It had the script and then all the animation cells.
All the animation.
Yeah, it had all the animation for basically half the movie. So there may be some more out there.
So what do you think the person that bought it did with it? Maybe
He messaged
took
me.
it apart and made it into separate things to print?
He may be a collector of Beatles stuff. He may be a movie collector, animation collector. I don't know. But he messaged me, and I send out offers every day on eBay. And if you have eBay, like I can look right now. Let me see. I've got 49 offers right now I could send to watchers. And when someone watches your item, you can send the offer out. And I do it every night before I go to sleep. And 49 is a good number. I didn't even see what I had. So I sent an offer out before I went to run my errands. And when I came back from running my errands, I was asking, what, $3,000, $2,500 for the script. I sent an offer for $2,000. So the guy was like, "Can you prove that these are not imitations?" And I said, "Yes." So I took a picture, and there's no date, no stamp, no nothing. And he was like, "Is it paper?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Is it pencil?" I said, "Yeah." I said, like, "I can erase it." So I erased part of it, and I sent him a picture. I said, "I erased it." And he was like, "We do $1,500. I said, "Can you pay a day?" He says, "Absolutely." I said, "Deal." So he counter offered with $1,500. I accepted, and 10 minutes later, he paid.
See, that's what it's all about right there, guys.
I sat on for 2 years. That was my biggest flip ever.
No, You had a
N64.
sword. You had a
Oh, the
sword.
sword. No, it was like $1,500.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I bought that for $50 at a church sale. The church we went by.
And that was from like the Spanish.
Mexican Civil War. Mexico had a civil war in the 1800s because they were feuding with the Indian tribes
Mm-hmm.
and the Texans and America, and it was a battle saber. It had like a hand guard and everything. It was heavy,
Yeah.
like gosh, it's probably 4 feet tall, 4 feet long.
So you've run across a few really gold mine kind of things that you just can't.
Yeah, and I didn't know anything about it. And my wife was like, "Don't buy that. Don't buy that." And I was like, "No, $50." I talked the guy down from like $300 to $50, and it had just a stamp on it. And I thought, well, I don't know. I downloaded an app that I saw on Pawn Stars where Rick was talking about gold and silver and stuff. I downloaded that app and I took a picture of it, and it brought up the maker and the maker's mark from Mexico.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I did research, and
And
it's
you were
a
able to date
cutlass. Yeah. But I think my favorite when it comes to big money flips, I bought an N64 with 2 controllers. It was a special pack. It came with 2 controllers. One was atomic purple. I paid $20 for it, and I thought I'm gonna keep this for my kids because my daughter was little, and I thought I'm gonna have more kids. It's gonna be great. My kids are gonna love video games because I love video games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2020 came around. Everything was hard for everybody, and I thought I'm putting this on eBay. I put it on eBay for $2,500, and someone said I'll give you $1,000 if you can open it and show me that everything is in there. I thought I don't want to open it. I thought yeah, I need that money, so I got my knife out, opened it up. Everything was wrapped in the pack. Everything was sealed. Everything was still in the thing, and I sent him the pictures, and he said, "Okay, he paid me."
Okay, so everything was new in the pack, never
Right.
been opened.
But he wanted to make sure before I sold it to him.
Wouldn't it be cool to run across an NES like that?
Yeah, I saw one on Craigslist this morning when we were eating breakfast.
Probably over $1,000.
500, but it was opened and you could tell it was played.
Oh, okay. Well, back in the early '90s, I actually bought one at the base exchange in the Philippines when I was stationed there, and bought a brand new one. Because it was 1980, 85 is when they came out with
Right.
them, and this was like '92 when I bought mine.
Yeah, they sold them up until probably the mid 90s.
Hmm. So, yeah. So if that encourages you to get out and do some sourcing and look for some stuff that you can sell, or if you just have some stuff around your house that you think might be valuable, look it up on eBay and see what it's worth, and be sure and look at the sold comps. Don't just look at the stuff that's listed on there. You got to look at what it's actually sold, because that lets you know what the actual value is, because you're not going to sell something if you price it too high. But if you price it too low, it'll go it'll go in 2 seconds. So you got to get that middle ground. You got to know kind of where to put it in the middle, and in order to sell the item for what it's worth. But I think we've gone on long enough. 18 minutes and 41 seconds now. So I still have a couple of more days of travel before I get back. And by the way, I'm going to write this whole trip off because it's a business expense, because I am out thrifting, right?
Yeah.
So,
And we had we had lunch, or we had breakfast.
Yep, breakfast.
So that was a business
That was a business expense, because we talked about
reselling.
eBay and reselling and all that stuff. So yeah, so that'll go on my 2024 taxes when I file it in 2025. But just want to encourage you guys, if you're interested in reselling, or if you know somebody that's interested, it's a lot of fun, and it's something that I would do all over again. I wish that I had found out about it when I was Dash's age. Dash is 32 years old. He was born the same year as my oldest son. So he was born in 1991.
That's right.
And he's been doing this for how long? 7 years?
At least 5 years full time.
Mm-hmm.
7 years. Well, actually, I started selling in like 2011.
So
but it was,
in your early 20s, you were already doing eBay and selling.
yeah,
stuff.
but I was just selling like extra cards or extra games I didn't want. Just and that was you buy a game for $50. I don't like it. I sell it on eBay for $40, and you make a little bit of money back. Or I'd open a pack of Pokemon cards and find a $200 card and think, I don't want this, and then I would sell it for $200, and then I would use that money to buy more Pokemon cards to get the cards that I wanted. So, yeah.
So if you like this video and you like the content, you want more of it, be sure and leave a
Smash
comment.
that like button.
Yeah, smash the like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you want to see some more of this kind of stuff, or if there was any interesting story that you have of something that you bought and was able to flip for a big profit. So we love to hear those stories. And me and Dash are considering going into business together, maybe having a store separate from the one that we have. Each have a separate store. Maybe doing one store together and selling on there.
Fingers crossed.
And maybe I can get Dash to come to Montgomery sometime in the future, and we can do some collaboration there too. So we're going to get off of here for now, but thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, you did good, and we'll see you on the next one.
Have a good day.
Goodbye.